All right, so problem number 15 left off there. Oops. Problem number 15 says find the distance between t and u. I'm just going to count. T to -1 is half a unit. Then from -1 to 0 is 1 whole unit. Then from 0 to u is another half unit. So that's a grand total of 2 units. Number 16. Find the length of LM. I'm going to do it the same way we did the other problem. LM goes kind of like this. And I'm going to find this distance, and then I'm going to find this distance, square them, add them together, and then do the square root. Pythagorean theorem, right? So it's 1, 2, 3 units, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So it goes 3 units this way and 4 units this way. Double check my work here. Yeah. So we do 3 squared, or the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared. That is 9, that is 16. Together they make 25, so that is LM equals 5 units. LM equals 5 units. Remember, we don't put the line across the top whenever we give a value. All right, number 17. Number 17, a coordinate grid is placed over a map at Angie's town. Her job is located at 6, -3, and her house is at -7, 8. If the park is the midpoint at the segment between her job and house, what are the coordinates of the park? I'm not even going to draw this one because it's easier to do just with math. Remember, midpoint is just an average. So 6 plus -7 over 2 and -3 plus 8 over 2. So 6 plus -7 gives me -1. -1 over 2 gives me -1/2 or -0.5, your choice. And then -3 plus 8 is equal to 5 divided by 2 gives me 2.5. So -0.5, 2.5. That is number 7. Number 18. Number 18 says find the midpoint of a line segment on the number line. I'm just going to do the average again. We have -12.5 is where the first point starts, plus -9. And then I'm going to divide this whole thing by 2. So -9 plus -12.5 is going to give me what? 21.5? -12.5 plus -9. -21.5. -21.5 divided by 2 is going to give me -10.75. All right. Number 19. Number 19 says, consider the following 4 linear equations. Cool. Considered. Which of the lines above are perpendicular? Great. Well, let's find the slopes for each of these. If you remember, it's -a over b. To find our slopes when they're in standard form. Each of these are in standard form. How do we know? Because standard form is ax plus by equals c. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to make it negative, or if it's already negative, I'm going to make it positive and divide it by that. Okay? I got a runny nose. Number 1 says -5 over 6. A is 5, -5 over 6. Number 2 says, what is that? -15 over 3. -15 over 3, which reduces to -5. Number 3 says +5 over 6. +5 over 6. And number 4 says -6 over -5. -6 over -5, which we all know is equal to +6 over 5. So which one are going to be perpendicular? We need a flipped and changed signs. These are flipped, but they're not changed signs. These are changed signs, but they're not flipped. So it's 1 and 4 that are flipped and changed the sign. So that would be B. Number 20. Number 20 says, find the coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment AB. I'm looking at it, and it says A is at -4, 0, and B is at, man, I need to blow my nose again. 7 comma, let's call that negative 10. Easier to find the averages to me. So negative 4 plus 7 over 2 and 0 plus negative 10 over 2. So this gives you 3 divided by 2, which is 1.5. And negative 10 divided by 2 gives you negative 5. Number 21. Which line is parallel to 3/4 x minus 3 and passes through the point 4, comma 2? We've done these 1,000 times. 1,000 times. So we want parallel to 3/4. That's our slope. We want parallel to 3/4, but we want it to go through 4, comma 2. So we're going to use point slope form because we have a point and we have a slope. So y minus 2 is equal to 3/4 times x minus 4. Remember, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, right? Distribute, and I get y minus 2 is equal to 3/4 x minus 3. 3/4 times negative 4 is 3. Negative 3, sorry. Add 2 to both sides, and I get y is equal to 3/4 x minus 1. And that is my equation, that it's parallel to this one and goes through that point. Number 22. On the page here. We're almost done. Number 22. Which line is perpendicular? So we would need a perpendicular line that goes perpendicular to 3/5. So if I want perpendicular to 3/5, I know that I need to flip it and change the sign. So I need my m to be equal to negative 5/3. And then I need it to pass through point 3, negative 1. 3, negative 1. All right, we're going to plug it into the same point slope form because we have a point and a slope. Y minus negative 1, which is y plus positive 1, equals negative 5/3 times x minus 3. All right, distribute, and I get y plus 1 equals negative 5/3 x plus 5. Negative 5/3 times negative 3 is positive 5. All right, subtract 1 on both sides, and I get y is equal to negative 5/3 x plus 4, and that is my final answer. Number 23. Number 23, which line is parallel to x equals negative 1 and passes through negative 6, 8? This is the easiest thing to do, which is just draw it. So it's got to be parallel to x equals negative 1. X equals negative 1 is right here. Remember, it's a Vux line. It's vertical. It goes through negative 1. And I need it to cross through negative 6, 8. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to cross through that point right there. Well, that's going to be that right there, which is x equals negative 6. All right. Let's go ahead and box our answer. Number 24. Super tough, right? Which line is perpendicular to x is equal to 3 and passes through negative 2, 9? Perpendicular to negative 3. Let's just draw this one over here. Save a little space just in case. All right. X equals 3. 1, 2, 3. And it needs to go through negative 2, 9. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bam. And they need to be perpendicular. So not parallel, perpendicular. So it's got to go this way. And that would be y equals 9. That would be perpendicular to that one. Number 25, last but not least. What is the perimeter, of triangle PQR shown below? Well, that's add up all the sides, right? And then we can count PQ and we can count QR. So it gives us this shape right here, P, Q, R. We can count this one and we can count this one. Then we use the distance formula to find this one. And then we add them all together. Okay? So I'm going to count this one first. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 units. This is 4 units. Then this is 3 units. So we're going to find this one. Well, this is a special triangle. You're going to get 1,000 of these. I know this is going to be a 3, 4, 5 triangle. I know this is going to be 5. But let's go ahead and do the math. So we get the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared. This is 9 plus 16, which is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. So I know that's going to be 5. So the perimeter of PQR is going to equal 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is 12. 12 units. All right. I hope you enjoyed algebra. That is our last lesson of the day. Please make sure you do the volunteer assignment, which is letter to next year's student. Make sure you post pictures of your quiz, which is a completion grade, and your test, which is a competency grade. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below, and we'll do one Google Meets on the 26th at noon. All right. See y'all soon.